This is the AHSAA Weekly, your inside look at everything happening with the Alabama High School Athletic Association. I'm John Holder. Coming up on this week's program, our Central Board Spotlight shines on Kathy Trimble of Francis Marion High School. We'll meet two more Wilson Ball Grant recipients, and we'll take you to the Bryant Jordan Scholar Awards in Birmingham. The banquet was held earlier this week, and we will meet two of the big winners from the Bryant Jordan Scholarship Banquet. Of course, John Corbell of Sulligent High School and also Josh Williams of Linden High School. And we will have David Holsford's highlights, taking us around the state of Alabama to catch up with some great highlights from spring sports action. All of that and more on this week's edition of the AHSAA Weekly. WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA Weekly Show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
It's time for the 13th Annual Sylacauga Magic of Marble Festival, April 6th through the 17th. See sculptures from around the nation at Central Park. Take part in the Marble Scavenger Hunt beginning March 29th. Explore the B.B. Coleman Memorial Library Marble Room and Sales Room. For more information, go to magicofmarblefestival.com or call 256-249-0961. Experience the Magic of Marble, April 6th through April 17th.
Uneven floors got you rolling? Ox Foundation Solutions has the expertise and the know-how to repair cracks, wet basements and crawl spaces, and uneven floors in your home. It's time to get strong. How strong? Ox Strong. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
Welcome back to the AHSAA Weekly. This week, our Central Board Spotlight is shining on Dr. Kathy Trimble of Francis Marion High School in Marion. This is the District 3 rep. She is the principal at Francis Marion High School. And she took advantage of having so much time on hand during the pandemic that she decided to write a book. From a failing school to a banner school chronicles effective and innovative strategies that led to a cultural transformation of her school located in Perry County. I'm sure you'll agree that the 2020 Class 1A Making a Difference recipient in the AHSAA is quite an accomplished educator as well. Let's check out this week's AHSAA Central Board Member Spotlight, Dr. Kathy Trimble of Francis Marion High School.
Principal Dr. Kathy Trimble has spent her entire career at Francis Marion School in her hometown of Marion. She created innovative programs designed to inspire her students at the tiny K-12 school in Alabama's Black Belt, all under a unifying message and slogan called Rise Up.
I've always been inspired and influenced by sports. I went to a Atlanta Falcons game, and they were playing the Green Bay Packers, and at the start of the game, they came out and Samuel Jackson did this promotion, and the thing was about, the city of Atlanta, and he said at the end, he was like, and we will rise up. And the stadium just went wild. I mean, and everything that night was about rise up. I never went to anything in it. But that night they dropped something from the ceiling and little parachutes from the ceiling, and I caught one. And attached to it was a shirt that said rise up. And that was just like, wow, that was confirmation for me. That night I went back to our school and we started this rise up slogan, our way of doing things at Francis Marion School. That has been our slogan, our mantra, the way we do things ever since. So everything that we do is about rise up, the way that we act, the way that we carry ourselves, the way that we perform, the way we play sports, the way that we go out to try after we graduate.
The Rise Up mantra is intended to create a culture of high expectations and empowerment, something Trimble truly believes in.
There's just high expectations. There's a spirit of excellence. There are just some things that we're expected to do at Francis Marion and some things that we're not expected to do. So we run it that way. Another way I think is as I said before too, is empowering. empowering our students, empowering our staff, empowering our assistant principals, empowering people to believe. I want them to believe that, yes, I can be a product of Perry County, but then still I can go off and do what I want to do, be successful, and if I want to come back and make a difference, I still can do that.
Trimble spent more than a decade as a basketball coach, moved into administration, and had been recognized as one of the state's best principals, and is now in her second stint as a member of the AHSAA Central Board of Control.
My experience as a Central Board member, it is one of the most gratifying experiences that I've actually had. To go from starting out as a substitute teacher that was just filling in as needed, to moving up to becoming a teacher over a small class, to moving up to becoming a basketball coach over a team, and then a school, and then now to be able to work beyond just your student athletes, to work with other student athletes, to make a difference with those student athletes, those schools, and making sure that those student athletes and those schools are treated justly and fairly, and given that opportunity to allow their talents to flourish, to shine, and not only make themselves look good, but make the state of Alabama look good. So every time I sit down in a board meeting, I take it very, very serious. Every decision that has to be made, I understand that it affects not only a school, but it affects an individual, and that affects somebody's family.
And this week, we've got a couple of more Wilson Ball Grant recipients we would like for you to meet. Amy Moss of Phil Campbell High School in Northwest Alabama in Franklin County, and also Dee Wilson of the Lamp School in Montgomery.
Searching on the website, the Athletic Association website, and was researching about volleyball and the areas, and looking up areas, trying to figure out what area we might be in, and I saw this ball grant, so my principal and I got together and we put out the application and sent it in. The girls have been really successful in basketball the last few years and other sports too, and we're going to have some height next year. It's just a matter of getting in there, doing the work, and teaching them the skills for volleyball. This donation from Wilson and the Athletic Association means a great deal to us, because at Phil Campbell High School, we've not had a volleyball team in over about 50 years. My mother-in-law was actually the last person that coached a volleyball team at Phil Campbell in the late 70s, early 70s to mid 70s. And so we're just now getting started up for next year, and starting from scratch, it takes a great deal of resources to purchase equipment and balls and ball carts and nets and uniforms and that kind of stuff. So this means a great deal. I'm really appreciative to Wilson and to the Athletic Association as well.
This is going to be incredible. Our girls are going to be so excited when they get their hands on this. We share balls with our PE department, so these are going to be just for our volleyball team, and we're just so grateful for this grant and this opportunity. We have about 22 in our whole program, because we just have the JV and the varsity team.
Okay. Now,
our main feeder middle school is Baldwin, and they don't have athletics, so we don't have a true feeder program for the middle. 7th graders and 8th graders from Baldwin, but very few. So when we get them there, a lot of them are just learning the game. So it is. I love to see the girls love the game and come to appreciate all the things that people do to make athletics possible, and I hope they appreciate that opportunity.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA Weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
It's time for the 13th Annual Sylacauga Magic of Marble Festival, April 6th through the 17th. See sculptures from around the nation at Central Park. Take part in the Marble Scavenger Hunt beginning March 29th. Explore the B.B. Coleman Memorial Library Marble Room and Sales Room. For more information, go to magicofmarblefestival.com or call 256-249-0961. Experience the Magic of Marble April 6th through April 17th.
Hot under the collar because your basement is full of water? Ox Foundation Solutions has the expertise and the know-how to repair cracks, wet basements and crawl spaces, and uneven floors in your home. Ox Foundation Solutions will come up with the right fix for you. It's time to get strong. How strong? Ox Strong.
We are back on the AHSAA Weekly. Earlier this week, the Alabama High School Athletic Association Bryant Jordan Scholarship Program, the big banquet held, and there were two big winners. The Scholar Athlete of the Year.
Well, this is, I'm telling you, one of my favorite events of the year. Look forward to it every year for just to hear the stories. And y'all don't get to read the stories, especially the Achievement Awards, and read about each one of these individuals is incredible, what they've accomplished. And then on the scholar side, I mean, they're all 4.0s and number one in their class. I agree with you, Antonio. And I went to Montgomery Academy and I wasn't number one either, so. But I want to also start out by saying how I've watched Marlon grow up since a little boy and how inspired I was. I know his parents over here are very proud, but that was outstanding. But I always wondered why he wasn't a running back or wide receiver, to play defense. Well, now I know. He dropped his phone like 4 times. That was not me dropping that noise. It was Marlon. So now I know why you made a good decision going to defense there, partner. I had to say a joke because I get a little teary-eyed talking about all these people. But we are so blessed is the word I can think about. And to listen to these people and thankful to be back here all together. And as a family. And my grandfather, who I called Papa, would be so proud. And he was very good friends with Coach Jordan, and they had a lake place at Lake Martin together. Back then, the coaches were friends. Now they don't talk. But we're honored that the Bryant name continues. And his word was class. And show your class. And what a class group of people. And all of y'all's parents. Y'all have done a job well done. And the coaches here tonight, well done. Want to say one word on Larry Stripling. He was a good friend of my grandfather's that started this. And this award is named after him. But he was a special man, as you heard, gave $1 million for this. It would not be here without him and the other people that have been mentioned. But tonight's winner is here. We got a short video. But now to introduce the Larry D. Stripling Jr. Scholar Athlete winner. Here he is.
In West Alabama, there's a tiny town with a big success story. It's a story most people have never heard because the hero's humble attitude goes hand in hand with his hard work and huge achievements. But in Linden, Alabama, classmates, teammates, teachers, and just about the whole town knows him. He's Linden High School's Josh Williams.
I've been in education going on 15 years now, and he's one of the top I ever seen. Just being around Josh, he's different.
Josh Williams pours all his energy into everything he does. He excels in the classroom, which has resulted in a 4.0 GPA and the distinction of class valedictorian. He's relentless on the football field, the basketball court, the baseball diamond, and the track, which has inspired his teammates. And he leads by example, which has earned him respect from his peers, teachers, and coaches.
And he's always humble. He's always wanting to do his absolute best. If it's not right, tell him it's not right. He is going to fix it. He's just an all-around great kid.
Josh attributes his inner drive to excel to his parents, who have always motivated him to be the best version of himself in everything he does.
My dad's very hardworking. We actually live on a farm now, so he works sun up and sundown, so that helps give me my work ethic. And my mom, she actually attended the University of Alabama, so she helps me sometimes in my schoolwork, especially when I was younger. So she instilled in me the importance of school. So I said my motivation pretty much comes from them.
In 2020, when Josh's motivation was tested by the COVID shutdown and uncertainty of his senior football season, he used the break to sharpen his skills and focus.
When COVID initially hit, it was, kind of surprising. I was able to spend time working out, training by myself, in a safe environment. So throughout the entire time, it wasn't exactly a bad moment for me. I was able to grow as a person, and both mentally and physically as well.
And that hard work paid off as Josh led the Linden High Patriots to a 14-0 perfect season, capped off with the first ever 1A state championship for his school.
The best memory by far was the state championship. Being the first one in our school history and me being the quarterback for it, it means a lot.
Josh's drive to be the best will continue to propel him forward. In the fall, he'll take his collective experiences from the classroom and the football field to the next level at Rice University.
I think that the way that he approaches things with that vision, that drive, if he makes his mind up to do it, he's going to do it with excellence.
Josh is a true leader, and leader inspires other people. And so I see Josh being very successful, but I also see him a very successful leader in society.
Wherever Josh goes next, success is sure to follow. Congratulations, Josh Williams, recipient of the Larry D. Striplin Jr. Scholar Athlete Award.
Once again, I just got to say all praise and glory goes to my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Like I said, I wouldn't be up here without him. And I just got to say thanks again to the Brian George Scholarship Committee for just entrusting me with being able to receive this award. Thanks once again to my parents. Like I said, my support system, they get me through everything. I just also got to say thanks to the City of Linden, who, very supportive. That's the reason why I'm here today, and it just means a lot to be up here. So once again, thank you.
Also Monday night at the 36th Annual Bryant Jordan Scholarship Awards Banquet, the Student Achievement Award of the Year for the state of Alabama went to John Corbell of Sulligent High School.
It's an honor to be with you. I get inspired every time I come to this banquet. It does me a lot of good. And thank you to all of you winners for what you have offered tonight, because we'll leave here a better person from hearing from you. It's my honor now to present this award, this winner. It was created in 1989. This overall achievement award not only honors the student athletes who have excelled in the classroom and on the field, but also did that while overcoming major adversity. Most of us cannot imagine what this year's winner has been through beginning at a very young age. This man has had many reasons to lie down, give up, and accept defeat. Even though he first faced the direst health issues, he persevered through hard work, effort, and determination. The 2021 Ken and Betty Joy Blankenship Achievement Award winner is a shining example of exactly why this award was created. Without further ado, let's meet this year's Ken and Betty Joy Blankenship Achievement Award winner. Please draw your attention to the screens throughout the ballroom for a short video.
Competitive athletes are motivated to keep fighting for the final inch, for the finish line, for the win. To be a fighter takes strength and power, but beyond physical toughness, it takes a determined mind. For most athletes, the challenges of sport prepare them for life. But for John Corbell of Sulligent High School, his struggles in life prepared him for the football field. Born with a rare heart defect, John's been fighting for his life since he was born.
He was a determined, small child, and that never changed. We talked about it. If the teams we coached had as much heart as John did, we would be undefeated. So he was just a determined young man.
In spite of multiple surgeries, by the time he was a teenager, John's heart was giving out. A transplant was his only option. He received the gift of a new heart in 2018. The school rallied to help John's family cover the massive expenses.
We put our heads together and we came up with some fundraisers, and our student body and our community, just with our little group, raised over $40,000 for him to receive the heart transplant. And so it's incredible to see the community come together and love on a student like they did.
Just as John was getting used to being a normal kid with his new heart, another devastating setback. This time it was a cancer diagnosis. And once again, John proved that he was a fighter.
He proved that by enduring the heart transplant and being able to come home sooner than expected, and then to turn around and get cancer and have to go through chemo treatments, and then to begin his senior year, and he has not missed hardly a day of school.
With a clean bill of health, John decided it was time to pursue his goal to play football. But first, he had to convince the two people who had protected him for 16 years, his parents.
That was an interesting conversation because I've always told him I wanted to play and I love playing with my friends. But when I decided that I was actually going to give it a shot. Talked to my dad first, and he was all for it. He was cool with it. My mom was a different story. Getting her to back it up and being okay with it was difficult.
I don't think he missed a summer workout, and I think his teammates saw that. And he ran every sprint, every bleacher, every hill, and I think his teammates really inspired and made them want. They said if John can do it, with heart transplant and all he's been through, then we should be able to do this. So he really did inspired me too.
John gained a deeper appreciation for not only the game of football, but also what it means to be part of the team.
I've always loved the sport, playing it, and I always just had to sit on the sideline and watch other people play it. Going out there and being in the locker room with the guys, it showed me that that's more than just a sport. We're family. Those are brothers in there.
As John looks ahead, his strong desire to give back is impacting his plans for the future.
After high school, I would love to go to Bell State Community College and go into their nursing degree and get a job at Children's Hospital in Birmingham, because I feel like I can bring something to the table there, because I've been there where those kids are. I've been in those hospital rooms. I've been at my lowest points.
I think God's going to do mighty great things through this young man.
I can't wait to see what the future holds for this young man. His faith in God, his faith in people is inspiring.
Congratulations, John Corbell, recipient of the Ken and Betty Joy Blankenship Achievement Award.
I just want to say thank you to my parents for always standing by me, and Coach Chisholm and Miss Dean for pushing me at school. And I want to thank my heart donor, Mackenzie, for giving me a chance at life. And I want to thank God for giving me this chance and everything He's helped me with. And I want to give thanks to my brother for pushing me harder than anyone. Thank y'all for this.
WOTM is the television provider for all Alabama High School Athletic Association championship events and special programs. WOTM is your home for the Super 7 football, state finals basketball, baseball and softball state championships, the AHSAA Weekly show, and WOTM also produced the first ever football playoff show, Super 7 preview show, and reclassification reveal show. Your exclusive home for all things AHSAA is WOTM. Contact your local cable provider to request WOTM to your channel lineup.
It's time for the 13th Annual Sylacauga Magic of Marble Festival, April 6th through the 17th. See sculptures from around the nation at Central Park. Take part in the Marble Scavenger Hunt beginning March 29th. Explore the B.B. Coleman Memorial Library Marble Room and Sales Room. For more information, go to magicofmarblefestival.com or call 256-249-0961. Experience the magic of marble April 6th through April 17th.
Things a little bumpy in your driveway? Ox Foundation Solutions has the expertise and the know-how to repair cracks, wet basements and crawl spaces, and uneven floors in your home. Ox Foundation Solutions will come up with the right fix for you. It's time to get strong. How strong? Ox Strong. Get a free estimate from Ox Foundations.
And back now to close out this week's edition of the AHSAA Weekly with David Holzford's highlights. David Holzford of the Alabama High School Athletic Association providing us highlights from spring sports across the state of Alabama. We will begin with high school baseball. We take you to North Alabama in Athens, where two Class 1A rivals square off. We pick up the action in the second inning with Lindsay Lane's Alexander Cook singling to center field, driving in 2 runs to give Lindsay Lane a 2-0 lead over their crosstown rival from Athens Bible. With Athens Bible trailing 3-0 and batting at the top of the third, Seth Leopard doubles in the gap to left field. 2 runs, cutting the score down to 3-2. And then with the game coming up tied at 3-3 in the top of the 6th inning, we're going to see Connor Abernathy doubling down the line to left to plate 2 more runs to give Athens Bible a 5-3 lead. Athens Bible would not relinquish the lead the rest of the way, and they held on for a 7-6 win over their rivals from Lindsay Lane in the Battle of Athens. Heading to East Alabama next, picking up action the second inning of softball between Smith Station and Auburn. Makara Thurman at the plate at the bottom of the second inning. She greets the next pitch with power, ripping a home run over the left field wall for a 1-0 Auburn lead. We move on to the third inning with Auburn's Jaden Jordan at the plate with a runner on second. The left-hand hitting Jordan punches a pitch down the third baseline to drive in a run and give the Tigers a 2-0 lead. Moving to the sixth inning, Thurman comes back to the plate and rips a long fly ball to center field with runners on first and second when some confusion sets in. With the runner on first tagging up, waiting for the ball to be caught. It hits the ground next to the fence, however, and the batter runs past her teammate when she rounds first and is called out. Still, one runner scored, and Auburn's lead was stretched to 3-0. They go on to win it 5-0. Back to North Alabama, Class 6A Area 14 battle at Hartselle. Brody Mara got the home run derby started in the bottom of the first with a 2-run homer to left. Then in the third inning, freshman Peyton Still pounds a 3-run homer, the first of his prep career, to give the Tigers a 5-0 lead. Then the Red Raiders of Decatur, they flexed their muscle coming up in the fifth inning with William Penley driving a blast right here over the left field wall. We told you there was a lot of power, a lot of home runs in this game. There's another one by the Red Raiders. Hartselle wasn't through, however. The Tigers' bats were just too hot as Glavin Seagars rips a 2-run homer into the parking lot beyond right field for another home run for Coach William Booth's Tigers. Hartselle cruises to an 11-1 win. And now we've got some girls soccer action coming up with Vestavia Hills taking on rivals Spain Park at Thompson Reynolds Stadium, Buddy Anderson Field at Vestavia Hills High School in Metro Birmingham. The Red Hot Lady Raiders won their 11th match in a row with sophomore forward Anna Towery turning in a hat trick with 3 goals and a 3-1 win. With the victory, Coach Bridget Whittleton's girls improved to 14-1 on the season. Once again, thanks to David Holtzford of the Alabama High School Athletic Association for providing all of those great highlights from spring sports across the state of Alabama. Thank you for being with us this week, and we'll see you right back here next week for the AHSAA Weekly.